So I'm fresh off my last video, cleaned it up a bit. I just mounted it down there with some, some double-sided tape. It's a solid-state SSD. It doesn't matter. So, I don't know if you saw my last video. Nobody watches these videos anyway. Basically, everybody just watches the videos about the Dells. However, I do have another service that I would want to try for this, to try to run on this, and we'll see how it goes. That service is Pi-hole, and what Pi-hole does is it's basically in very simplistic terms, kind of like an ad block, or it blocks unwanted sites that you don't browse to, so that it blocks it, but it's network wide and it's not just in your browser. More complex thing, it's basically a DNS server. It is a DNS server, and I was looking at like what the requirements are for it and everything, and apparently, for Debian, it runs on 8, 9, and 10. This is running 9. So if it's running 8, 8 actually still does I386. So, 9 requires I686. So that's all it says. So it will run on I386, I686, depending on what your OS is. Never gave any requirements for the CPU speed, and it said it needs 512 megs of RAM. This says 768. So why not try it? Worst comes to worst, and screws it up, and can't uninstall it or whatever, I still have that backup right there. So why not try it now while it's open, and we'll figure this out. First thing that I need to do, though, because this does have a firewall, is open up, and I have a little cheat sheet here. I need to open up some ports in order for it to connect correctly. And here's my current IP table list. So let's see, where do we have? It's blocked here, but we can see that we have failed to ban. That it will redirect it, so that's already set up. Except anywhere says any established, that this is the machine that's requesting it, so it's going to come back to it. It already has 80 and 443 open. I'm not exactly sure why. I don't think I did that. And it's cut off. So we have also 31, 28, 22, and 8000 is already on there. So the way IP tables, it goes in order, and then the last thing, we'll drop everything else. So I'm going to put these other ports in, 53 name, 67, I'm not exactly sure at this moment. And I don't know why the loopback needs to have I thought all loopback was working, but whatever, I'm just going to put it in anyway. But I want to put that at the end of this list. So I will add these, and I'll see how that goes. Okay, so I got the rest of the stuff on the screen. I don't know why it wasn't showing before, but it said 8000, 3128, 22, and then I added just DNS, actually just 53. Excuse me. 67 is if I wanted to configure this as a DHCP server. I am not. So yeah, that was boot P. Yeah, I don't need that. So all I needed to add was accepting on port 53 and whatever the 4711 to 4720 for whatever reason. But as it stands now, I need to actually say net filter persistent. You did see that? Save. So that is because you define that here. If you reboot it, it's forgotten unless you save it. So there was another part that I wanted to talk about before I actually proceeded onto this, and was thinking about like what does it need to actually, what kind of system do you need to run a DNS server? So like, basically in your home, if it's configured the way the router is from the box, your router is a DNS server. It will configure itself as a DNS server. A long time ago, I can still remember running a DNS server on a 66 megahertz 46DX2. So we'll see actually how this runs, and this thing is not stressed. I mean, at this point, if I show top here, this is, look at that, 48 megs of RAM used right now. So we have 640 meg free. Yeah, so this thing is gonna be, should be fine. So this is not going to be a tutorial. I am going to start this, and this is not the most secure thing, just installing it and piping it through Bash. You have to trust the guys in order, if you want to, I mean, there are other methods to do this, but I'm going to go all out. Like I said, I have a backup, so if anything happens, let's see what happens. Ah! I'll be back. Yeah, so let's try that again. This whole thing actually made me remember to actually apply updates, so I did that, blah, blah, blah. All right, let's try this again. Okay. That's just kind of neat. Nope, I already did that. So I will continue filming if anything interesting. I mean, this is pretty interesting, doing the curl and then install. It works, looks like it. So if there's any prompts for me to do anything, I will. Here's the thing, I do not need DHCP, so I think I can configure without DHCP. So look at that, yeah, get 386. Install will transfer your device into a network-wide ad blocker. That's what I was saying before. Okay. Thank you. Yes, it does. Upstream. Let's use Google. That's fine. Why not? I'm not using IPv6, but no, this actually has a static address. Yeah, I do want to see what it looks like. Oh, and it used light. Okay, light HTTP. Yeah, because I was wondering if this was going to interfere with Apache, because Apache's already installed here. I do not have an existing web server. Do I need to install both? Say this, and do not have an existing web. I want to see what happens. Sure. I'm just gonna do. Yeah, just yeah. This is all the defaults. We'll see where it leads us. I thought there was a way to like say not to do the DHCP server though. Anyway, we'll continue on. So yeah, installation complete. I don't know if you saw my password or not, but yeah. And I'm gonna continue off of this. Okay. Ooh, whatever. You're not gonna give me in my network, right? All right. You know what? I'm just gonna do. Yeah. And I already went to the web page. Logged in. So this is being served off that 500 megahertz server. And we see we have the load averages right here. And memory is 13.7. So you know what? That's looking pretty nice right now. Nothing is configured for it though. There's no queries. You know, this is pretty nice. So what do we need to do? What do we need to do? We need to go into our network settings. Change adapter setting. Oh, I'm gonna do this on the DHCP server, but for now, I'm just gonna do this. Manual address on this one particular computer, just to see how it works. So we set our DNS server to that, the pie hole, and then we're in. So at this point, one of the things that I know will actually show up for that kind of stuff is speed test. So, and I didn't even do that. So let's load a speed test here and let's see if those ads show up. And there it is, actually. You know how speed test is with the ads all around and everything, so that's that looks like it's doing what it needs to do. And the install was completely simple. So yeah, that is, and this is Internet Explorer. There's no ad blocking on here, so let's go back in here and let's refresh, see what queries, clients. So I guess this should start being, okay, 20 queries blocked. Query log. Wow. And then I can whitelist, of course, but oh, and these settings too, and I was talking about DHCP, it's off by default, which is good. That's what I want to see. So in our system, danger zone, what does that mean? Oh, nah, don't touch these unless you really want to do what you need to do, of course. Yes. So wow. Where are we? So I mean, this was extremely easy. Query log, and so that was from 524. All right, so look at this. This is still, these are still being sent out now. Okay, that's forwarded. And let's see anything blocked. Okay, here we go. And this would be, that was from two minutes ago. Yep. Okay, those are ads from, I believe, speed test. And look at this. Look at this. Our load averages right now. This is current right now. This is from like 5 minutes ago, or 10, 15, 5, and load over 1 minute. We're using 2% of the CPU at this point. Of course, there's only one machine connecting to this And but yeah, now I'm gonna set it up for the entire house. And well, how do you do that? Well, one second. Well, now I know why they decided to put a DHCP server in there included by because my Netgear, brilliant. All you see is use router as DHCP server, and it only allows you to set the range. I know I've had other routers in the past that allowed you to set what DNS server you wanted. But apparently this one doesn't. So, DHCP server is enabled. I actually added bootp on there. So this is configured now as the, well, that is configured now as my DHCP server as well. Man, this machine is getting a lot more important in my setup. Wow, yeah, that is interesting. So as you can see here, yeah, I got an IP address already. I released it and I renewed. Our DHCP server is 1.10, and our DNS server is 1.10. And I already refreshed this. All the ads are still gone. So this is pretty nice software we have here. And let's cancel that. Let's go to dashboard. Queries blocked, 41% of sites blocked. You know, this site is actually running on a 500 megahertz Pentium III. This is over the past 24 hours. So, all right. So we actually have some log going right here. I mean, that's beautiful. And then look at this. Look, like I said before, my load average is 1, 5, 16. Usage, memory usage, 13.4. Now at this point, because I already have DHCP turned off on the router, let's see, my phone right now, the next time the DHCP lease is up, it's going to talk to that machine. And now, yeah, my TVs are going to connect to that. Everything looks good. I am really impressed with this bit of software right here. Also impressed that it's working on such an old computer, and seems like it's working as good as it can. You know, if I install this on a Raspberry Pi, would it be faster? I don't know. I mean, I'm not seeing any issues with performance at all. And just for clarification too, is like this is hosted on the same. I haven't changed it in years, but yeah, this is still hosted on that machine. But this site is running on Apache. I have Apache and Light HTTP D running on the same box. Now, along with DNS and DHCP and hold up. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Also, Squid is running on there, and yeah, SSH SFTP. So that box is actually handling a lot right now, and I'm going to continue to use it. So I don't know if this video was helpful or anything, but that machine is really pulling its weight now. Well, it has been before, and it continues to do so. So I didn't say this before in the last video, but everybody stay safe out there, and take care.